All right, Anne, I want to get your take on the latest police encounter with Mr. Gray. What's your thoughts about this situation?
Well, it's just inexplicable. I mean, how could he have received that injury? And if he, obviously, he died from it, and it appears that it involves an amount of force that was not appropriate under the circumstances. That having been said, we need to see the video. We need to see what the officers say. We need to see what the autopsy says. I'm assuming there'll be an autopsy. We need all of the information. Some jurisdictions like mine, we have what are called inquest juries on police custody deaths. Any kind of police use of force death, we have an inquest, which means 6 jurors listen to all the evidence in the case. It's a who, what, where, when, and how. And they decide what happened. It's transparent. It's public. It's covered by the press. The public can go. There's a lawyer for the family, a lawyer for the officer, a prosecutor, and a judge. Unlike Ferguson, which was a secret grand jury. I'm just saying we need transparency. We need to know what happened. We need to know all the facts. But as it appears at first blush, it looks to be, inexplicable. How could, this kind of an injury occur that resulted in death by use of just some reasonable restraint?
Totally agree with you. And, wow, I don't have the other officer who is in custody, I believe, right now. I think he ran the pedestrian. He ran the guy over or something like that. He shot him. That other police story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? There was, do you know which one I'm alluding to?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then he's captured on tape saying about the adrenaline, something like that, with his co-captain or something.
What we see more and more these days is that everybody's got a video camera, everyone's got a cell phone. So, like the case that we had in South Carolina in Charleston, that's a classic example.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay, so I thought. So, in that case, you've got an officer who says, that he felt he had to use force and had a story, but it didn't match with the video, and you even see him throwing down, a taser, trying to say that there was some struggle over that, and these pictures don't lie, and it's really a jolt, I think, for people to see something that marked in terms of the differences in stories. That an officer and his fellow officer said one thing, kind of made sense, and then you see the video and you go, oh my gosh, not only is he completely lying, and this is completely wrong, he's just shooting a man who's not armed and who's running, and his fellow officers back him up. That's astonishing.
It's totally astonishing, and that if that video camera wasn't there,
yes,
this might be another, Michael Brown, I guess some people would say. Like you said, the technology is amazing.
And I did, in full disclosure, I've defended police officers for decades. I mean, I've defended the Seattle Police Department and a lot of police departments. And I'm generally on the side of the police officer. That's what I've done for a long, long time. But this case, not this case. I mean, this case is a homicide, right? It's a homicide.
Right. Somebody's going to have to defend him, and I'm sure he's going to have appropriate counsel. What can you say as a defense, in your opinion?
Well, there's 2 different videos. There's the dash cam video, and then there's the civilian's video. You could say, and I'm not sure if this is the case, but there might have been a gap in between those where we're not seeing everything, where there could have been a struggle, for the taser. It's like the Rodney King cases way back when. The jury said, well, not everything's on video, so we can't judge this case based on just that part out of context that we saw in the video. That's all I can think of, because, it's clear for the length that they're both running and he's shooting that there's just no threat, unless there was something immediately before that was a true threat. But I don't even know how that could be, found to be justifiable homicide once he's, on foot, unless he had a gun out, had it on the officer, and then was running and ready to shoot again.
Absolutely, definitely a good point.